Guys, like Mariah Carey says, it is freaking time. And I'm not gonna try to sing it because Lord knows I can't, but I'm so excited because Thanksgiving is finally freaking here, and I'm so excited to show you guys this makeup look and all the other ones I have planned for the rest of December all the way into January. So let's get right into this video. Hey YouTube, welcome to my tube. Guys, it is freaking time. The seasons are here. It's literally Thanksgiving in like a week and a half, maybe a little bit less. And I am so excited because I'm such a foodie. I love eating, and I'm so excited for Thanksgiving and the other holidays. I'm definitely a Halloween girly, but these seasons get me just as excited. So I'm very excited, and I'm also super excited times 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 because I'm gonna show you guys the cutest smoky eye for Thanksgiving. I feel like this year Thanksgiving and just the holidays are giving very much warm and cozy, and like people are leaning into like the warm browns and, you know, just like the coziness of the holiday season. So I want to give you guys a makeup look that you can do for Thanksgiving and for any other holiday that you would like, because like I said, it's a seasonal look. You can even wear this outside the seasons, but it's definitely giving warm, cozy holiday time. So let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so as usual, I already have my eyebrows on, and today I did a little bit of a different combination. I've kind of been changing up my eyebrow routine just a little, just trying to figure out some different brows, or I guess the brow I like the most. So today I actually used the Sephora eyebrow glue, this one. And then I did go in with the Anastasia dip brow as usual in the dark brown. And then I used the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil in neutral. I tried to find this in waterproof, but my Ulta didn't have it. So I got the not waterproof one, but I have the waterproof one in dark medium, I think it is, in deep brown. And I actually really like it, but I think I would use this one solely on the ends of my eyebrow tails because it is on the darker side. Anyways, went on a whole tangent there. The point is I did these products for my brows today, and I actually really like how it came out. Might have to try this a few other times just to see, but I don't know what I'm leaning for my brows anymore. But for now, this works and I like it, so I'm gonna keep doing these. Okay, so I'm gonna go zoom you guys in now because you already know that I do my eyeshadow first, so come here. Up close and personal, the way I like to be, to show you guys my eyeshadow looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime, and I'm gonna use the Milani eyeshadow primer. I got this one in the drugstore, so very good, very affordable, one of the best honestly that I have. I'm gonna go ahead and tap this into our eyelids, just making sure that it gets tacky so that when we go in with our concealer or our eyeshadow or whatever else we're gonna put on next, the product really sticks on and we don't have to worry about our eyeshadow messing up or creasing or blending throughout the night. So I'm gonna go in with a concealer now because I do want the browns and the clear spots on my eyeshadow to really pop. So I'm gonna go in with the Kosas Brightening Concealer in the shade 04N, which is this one here. And I'm literally just gonna go ahead and put one dot on each of my eyelids, just a little bit more. We're just gonna blend that in. And then I'm gonna go in with my Everyday Vacay Coconut Setting Powder. This is by Ciate London, and I'm gonna use my puff, and I'm just gonna set the eyes. Just going to set my concealer on my eyes because we don't want it to crease, but we do want our eyeshadows to go on very nicely and be blendable enough over the concealer. So just a little bit, just to like really seal in the concealer, and it won't move at all. So now we're gonna go in with two palettes, and one of them is a new one that I absolutely love, and it's this new Pat McGrath Labs the Christmas palette. It's so absolutely beautiful and stunning. Look at the packaging, and let me show you the freaking colors. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Those colors are so gorgeous. They are literally butter They're beautiful. I love them so much. And ever since I got the palette, I have been using it non-stop. I love it so much. So we're gonna use some of the colors in here. And we're also gonna be using the ColourPop So Fly palette. It's this one. I have done tutorials with this one before, but let me show you the colors again, just as a reminder. And like I said, we're doing a smoky, so you already know what colors I'm gonna be using out of here. So let's get into this eyeshadow look. Okay, so starting off with the So Fly ColourPop palette, I'm gonna go into this color right here that's called Dragon Tails. It's this very light brown, and I'm literally just gonna be using it in my crease. I'm kind of gonna be creating that transition color in my crease first, and I'm gonna go in with my fluffy brush just to really buff out that crease so that we have that pretty transition shade in there, so that when we go in with the other colors, they blend in seamlessly and nothing looks too rough, too on there, extremely like pigmented in your face, none of that. Now, because Dragonfly is such a fair color, I am gonna go in with another shade also for a transition shade. This color here, which is called Rose Afterglow, and it's this pretty soft pink that's really, it's more like a mauve, not necessarily like a bright pink. It's like mauvey brown. So it's really gonna give that good transition because again, we're going in with a lot of different browns. So we really want that nice shade in the crease that's gonna bring all the colors together. And I'm gonna be using the same brush that I went in with the light color now, just because it was so fair that you barely even see it. So picking this up is not gonna do any harm to the color that we had on before. So I'm going back into that color a few times just because I really wanna build this mauve color up so that it really gives that beautiful transition that I want. I want it to be a very light brown, that pink to really come through, but also to just be in the background where it's not taking the shine away from the transition color that I'm applying. And I feel like that's exactly where I'm at right now. So I really like this color for a transition shade. I have also used this color as a full lid shade, and it's absolutely beautiful. Honestly, Pat McGrath, all her colors in every one of her palettes you can use alone or you can make a look and they will both look so stunning. I love her. I love her. Going in with a slightly more precise fluffy brush. This is the Moda Pro crease brush. It's BMX 430. I'm going to be going into a little bit of a darker color, and I'm going back into the So Fly ColourPop palette, and I'm gonna be picking up this color over here called Depart. It's this brown here in this corner. It's absolutely beautiful. We're starting to get into those darker shades, and I'm gonna focus this one solely on the outer crease, kind of bringing it into the middle area just a little bit. I want to start creating that color that I'm gonna start building up, and I'm bringing it into the middle because in the middle I'm going to make it the medium shade, kind of doing that transition where my inner corner will be the lightest, then it will be a lighter brown, medium brown into the darkest. But again, these are buildable colors that we have to get into. So just to start off, we're going to go into this one in the outer corner and focusing it just there for now. Okay, so now going back into the Pat McGrath palette, I'm gonna go into this shade here, which is called Coral Caress. And it does have a little bit more of a orange undertone, and even just an orange color altogether. But I'm gonna bring that color right into this middle area and focusing it just there. I'm not touching my inner corner because I do want my inner corner to stay as light as possible. And if needed at the end, when I see how my completed look is, I will go back in and maybe do like a concealer or maybe even just a light shadow in there to bring it back to life, that clear color I want. So I'm gonna go in with the smudger brush from Moda Pro, and I'm gonna go into that color I just told you guys, just focusing it literally right in the middle, kind of over where we ended with that brown we just used. Again, just to make that lighter transition shade that's gonna bring into the light. Now, if you notice, I am making sure to blend in that coral color with the brown because again, I want it to be a seamless transition from dark brown to medium brown to light brown to almost going into this nudie color, which is the coral that I just applied, up until we get to the light, extremely light color in my inner corners. So I am making sure I blend in all the colors together so that I get that seamless look that I'm looking for. Okay, so going back in with my crease brush that I was using before and the same shade that I was using before, Depart, in the So Fly ColourPop palette, I'm just gonna go ahead and blend in that coral with the brown just a little bit. I'm gonna go in once into the color and just blend the ends together one more time, just because again, I really want to transition, and I'm making such a big emphasis because the look I'm going for is so much of an ombre look that it's important for the transitions to be perfect. So this is where we're at now. As you can see, you barely see the coral color peeking through, and the brown and the coral are really doing that cute transition that I'm looking for. So now it's time to go in with the darker color, and we're gonna go back to the Pat McGrath palette for that. And as you can see, it's very much a back and forth motion with this look, going back and forth between the palettes, but it makes the look come to life. Now going in with an even more precise fluffy brush. This is by Morphe, and it doesn't have the number on it, so I don't know which Morphe brush it is, but it is a more precise fluffy brush. As you can see, I'm going into this dark brown down here, and this one is called Sable Seductress. So I'm going into this brown, and I'm focusing it only in the dark, in the outer corners. I'm not gonna be blending them in. I'm not gonna do none of that. I'm literally just focusing it on the outer corner because I want that to be the darkest part of the eyeshadow look. Now I'm gonna go back in with the original fluffy brush that I was using for the transition shade, and I'm going to buff out the top corners here, because as you can see at the top where all the different colors that I just went in stop at, and I don't want that because again, seamless transition. So I'm gonna go back in with this one. I have no product on it except the one that was maybe left over from when I was creating the transition color, and I'm just going to buff that out to the top, or like kind of go back and forth motion so that I can really blend all these colors in without it looking bad. However, I am gonna start blending from the inside to the out because I don't want to bring that dark color into my inner crease. I just want to make sure that it's on the outside, so I'm gonna blend from the middle to the outside of my eye. So personally, I like where this look is at, and I don't want to go in with any more browns, but I do want to brighten the inner corners of my eyes up like I mentioned earlier in the video. So I'm gonna pick up another small palette. It's more like a quad, and it's this ColourPop quad palette. It's called the Bare It All Pressed Powder palette, and I'm gonna go into the color the original right here, and it's the brightest color in this palette, and this is exactly what I want because it is a brightening color and I want that brightness in my inner corner. So now I'm gonna go in with my Morphe flat brush. I believe this is an eyeshadow brush. Again, I don't have a number, so I can't tell you guys, but this is the shape of it, and I'm gonna go into that one solely in my inner corner. Again, making sure I blend in that light color with the coral, with the brown, with everything else. And I know it kind of looks crazy on the ends. We are gonna clean it up because I am gonna do a wing liner. So this is not it, but this is it for the eyeshadow. So this is pretty much it for now. And this is how your makeup should look. So now going in with a wet Q-tip, I'm just going to angle my eyeshadow and clean up the outer edges. You can leave it with the rounded outer corners if you'd like. I personally love that sharp look, especially because I'm gonna be going in with an eyeliner, so I want the eyeliner to follow the eyeshadow that I have currently, but again, it's all up to the person. Now for eyeliner, I am gonna be doing a full eye liner, which is not my typical liner because I usually do like a midway point and then like cat eye it all the way to the end. But for this specific look, I do want that, but I am gonna go in with a very thin liner, especially because I have hooded eyes. So if I put a very thick eyeliner on my eyes, you will not see any of my eyeshadow look, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna be going in with the Pretty Vulgar ink pot that looks like this, and this is called Blacklist gel eyeliner, and I'm gonna be going in with this brush here that I just got off Amazon, and it's just a very thin brush. I use this one also when I do my graphic liner, so this is just perfect for the small detail type of eyeliners that I'm trying to go for today. So as you can see, my eyeliner is very precise. It's very close to my lash line, and I did do a bit of like a medium wing because halfway through my liner, I did realize I wanted to do something a little bit more than what I normally do, especially for the look. And I am going to put on lashes after, so I do think that the wing was called for. But as you can see, it's not too extreme. It's very light. It's not a heavy wing for my eye, especially again because I have hooded eyes. I didn't want nothing too crazy. So just remember when you're doing a winged eyeliner to keep that in mind. And a quick tip, as you can see, when I'm doing my eyeliner for my inner corner, because I have hooded eyes, I like to do this motion where I kind of tilt my head back, look downward with my eyes so that my eyelid extends as much as possible, and I can really get in there and get the thinnest line possible without the possibility of ruining the eyeliner that I already have. Okay, so this is how the look should be looking. It's all right if your wings are cousins and not sisters, because I know mine are not, probably not even related right now. Because when you put on the lashes, it's gonna bring it all together. So it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put on my lashes, and I'm gonna go in with my Ardell Demi Wispies foam ink lashes. Super cute, very refreshing. I don't want too much of a heavy eyelash because I feel like it's gonna take away from my eyeshadow look, but I do want something that's gonna give me a little bit more of a oomph. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those on, probably off camera because I struggle every single time. Okay, so now that my lashes are on, I'm gonna go ahead and seal my lashes to the fake lash using the Maybelline Sky High mascara, my absolute fave mascara. And I think it works best personally to really get the lashes together. I'm also gonna go in with an eyelash curler and just curl both my lash and the lash together so that I have that cute curl, but also it helps with the adhesion of my lash to the fake lash. And I think I'm gonna put on just a little bit of liner in my tight line on the top lid, and I'm gonna move on to my base after that. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom you guys a little bit back out so that we can do our base, and then I'm gonna bring you back in a little bit later so that we can finish the bottom lid and do the inner corners. But for now, the eyeshadow look is done. This is how your look should look. Okay, so for primer, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I recently tried it for my best friend's wedding, which is a vlog that's gonna be coming up probably after this video, so make sure you stick around for that because it was honestly so much fun. I recorded the whole thing from when I was getting ready here to like do the actual road trip, the road trip itself, the wedding, as much as I could anyway, because I was a maid of honor. So I recorded as much as I could possible, so stick around. And while I'm at it, go ahead and subscribe, because like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, there's going to be a lot of content coming out, especially makeup content, especially this next month. I did want to try to do 25 days of Vlogmas, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to, so maybe it might be done. So I would just subscribe if I were you, because you never know what's gonna come out. All right, now that my skin is tacky as hell, because something about the Hydro Grip Primer, it's gonna do it every single time. Every single time. Every single time I try to call it the Hydro Grip, but Hydro Grip is the milk one. We're not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about it. I haven't even tried that one, but I always get them confused for some reason. They're just so alike. A dupe, deadass. We're gonna go in with the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Concealer, which is this one, and I have the shade 2 and 1. It probably is going to be a little lighter. This was a gratis thing, but it's okay. It's all right. We'll make it work. I want a very bright concealer because I am going to do a bit of a more warm base as well, just to go with the overall look. So I want the spots that I want to be bright to be really bright. And I'm gonna go in with the One Size multi-dimensional sponge. I don't remember what it's called, but I absolutely love the coverage that it gives. I'm using it dry right now because that is one of the things that Patrick markets with this sponge, is that you can use it both dry and wet. So I've used it wet. Let's try it out dry. Beautiful, beautiful. Every single time Laura is gonna do it, every single time. Every single time. every single time. So I know usually I go in with my foundation immediately, but I want to try underpainting because I have been seeing a lot of videos about it, so I want to try it out, especially because I want more of a like contoured bronzy look for this look. So I'm going to go in with my Westman Atelier face trace contour stick, and this is in the shade Biscuit. It's this one here. First off, I say every time that I use this too, I love this packaging. So sleek, so beautiful. The magnetic is freaking gorgeous. Anyways, back to the underpainting. So I'm gonna go in with my brush. I'm just gonna pick some up on here instead of going straight into my face with it. I really like that underpainting so far. I gotta see how it looks with like some foundation, but right now I'm really feeling it. So continuing with that underpainting look, I'm gonna go in with my Nude Stick Magenta Magic blush. It is on the brighter side, but I want something a little bit bright, especially because it is underpainting. So I'm gonna go over it with like another blush anyways, and I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of a bigger brush because I want my blush to be a little bit more spread out versus concentrated like the contour is. So I'm just gonna go right on into it. That looks a lot. I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand first to like lighten that up a little. See, oh my god, beautiful. I actually really like that. Oh, I really like this method of doing makeup. I think it's so beautiful. Like right now, I feel like I don't even want to go in with anything else, but I'm going to keep it going. So I'm gonna go in with my Haus Labs foundation, and I'm in the shade A54. Oh wait, no. Wrong code. In the shade 250 light medium neutral. One thing that you need to know about Haus Labs foundation if you're considering purchasing Haus Labs is that it does oxidize, and also the shades that are on the Sephora or at Ulta, I don't know, wherever you're getting it from, the shades that are on there sometimes can be misconstrued because it'll say like light, like something medium cool, but it's really not cool. And that's why I don't know what's wrong with the formula, but I got shade matched by the rep that comes in with Haus Labs, and she told me that. So just a heads up for you guys that want to try or want to buy Haus Labs, that is something to look out for, especially if you're going to like Sephora or you're buying it online. Make sure that you're testing it out and not just blind buying, because again, it's a weird formulation they have with like the shade color, the shade names and all this other stuff. So just to make sure you're getting the right tone, try it out in store if possible. And with my hand, with my finger first. And I'm gonna go in with, again, my one side sponge and just buff that in. Now this is a more full coverage foundation also to note, so just keep that in mind. I really like this technique of underpainting, and I think I like it a lot because I feel like it kind of lessens the load when it's time to put on the rest of your powder products. This is my first time trying it out, so I don't necessarily know. I'm kind of just talking based off what I'm looking at now, but I really like it. Really like it. And this foundation, needless to say, I absolutely love it. This was a foundation I wore for my bestie's wedding as well, so loving it. I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Stay All Night Micro Setting Mist. You already know it's my fave to really blend everything in. While that's still a little bit moist, I'm gonna go in with my powder puff again, and the same powder that I used earlier, the Ciate Everyday Vacay powder, and I'm just going to set my under eyes and the rest of my face. So now going in with my fluffy brush, I'm just going to press in that powder just so that I take away some of the loose powder that maybe got on there a little bit too much, but the other powder does stay on, so we're just gonna tap it in. Okay, so now going in with my Wander Trip for Two palette, I'm gonna go into this color here, Tulum, and I'm just going to warm up my face again, bringing back out that contour we did earlier with the lightest hand, because we do already have something under, so we don't want to go in with an extremely heavy hand where you're gonna look too bronze, especially for the season and the time that we're wearing this makeup, but kind of just warming up the face so that again we're bringing back that warmth that we had when we were doing the contour with the cream products. Now going into this Pat McGrath blush featuring blue in the background. This is in Divine Rose, and I got this mini actually when I bought the Pat McGrath palette, so I'm excited to try it out because I haven't just yet. But as you can see, we're going for again something very calm, very neutral, that's not going to be too much on the face. A little bit on the nose. It's obviously not sun time, so I don't want to do too much of a sunburnt look, but I do want just a little bit, kind of like the coldness from outside is like affecting the tip of my nose idea for the blush on the nose part. So because I kind of want to leave this look to be matte, but I am gonna put a little bit of highlight because I'm a highlight freak. I absolutely love highlight so much, and if you've seen any of my other looks, then you know that that is my jam every single time. I'm gonna go in with the Steve Laurent Jelly Highlighter. It is a little bit on the bronzier side, so it is gonna give me a more natural glow, which is what I'm looking for versus something really out there, because again, that warmth, the yummy, the cozy vibes don't necessarily call for a very bright highlighter, but I do want something that's gonna give me that glow that says she's here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go in with my finger and just go into the spots that I usually would. Now, because again, I'm going for that natural glow, you can see that I'm going in with my finger, which gives me already that light version of a highlight, but also I'm making sure to go in with my other fingers that don't have highlight on it to really blend it in to the blush and the contour so that it gives me that natural glow instead of seeing the highlight for an intense amount. So that is it for the face. I'm gonna go ahead and set everything with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I like going in with both now because I feel like the e.l.f. one really does the blending in, but this one does blending and keeping. So in between steps, I go in with my e.l.f. one, and at the very end, I go in with my Charlotte Tilbury one, which is so great. And if you were debating at all to get it, please do, because it is freaking amazing. All right, so we're gonna go back to the eyes momentarily, so come back in. Welcome back. So we're gonna go in with that brown that we did originally, the deep part brown that is in the So Fly ColourPop palette, and we are going to buff that into our bottom lid very lightly, nothing too crazy, but really wanting to bring in that smokiness back into the under eye. That is all I want to do for my under eye, because I want to bring the smokiness to my eyes, but not too much. So I think that gives it like the perfect touch. So now going back into the So Fly ColourPop palette, I'm gonna go into the shade Sky Dive, which is this pretty champagne color here. And I really just wanna highlight the inner corners just a little. Again, we want a really natural glow, nothing too out there. Okay, so that is it for the eyes, the base. Now all that is missing is our lips, and I'm gonna go in with the NYX Professional Makeup lip liner in the color Sand Beige, which is this really pretty mauvey nude. And then I'm gonna go over that with the Say getting rid of a cold, y'all, with the Say lip gloss in Disco, which is this pretty pinkish nude. Also, I don't want to take away from the eye look, of course, because that has been my main focus this whole time. So I want to do something that's gonna give me a little bit of color, but not too much where it's taking away from my eyes. This makeup look came out so stinking cute. I absolutely love how it looks. The whole everything, the warm contour, the warm eyes, the warm lips, but that's juicy. I can't, I have no words. I'm so excited to actually wear this for Thanksgiving or Christmas or one of these holidays. I don't exactly know which one, but I am definitely going to be wearing this makeup look for one of these days. And I have no words. I love how it came out so much. Like, who is she? This look is everything and more. Like, I really look so cute, and I don't want to come off cocky, but like, who is she? Who is she? Because she is beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. So much. Just a reminder that you can remix the look to whatever you want, but this is the look that I was going for. So again, if you want to go in with a glitter in your inner corner and make it bright, if you want to go with a less warm contour blush situation, then you can do that too. A brighter lip, whatever it is, remember, it is your makeup look at the end of the day, and I'm solely here for some inspiration for you. But if you want to recreate this same exact one, then that's okay also. Just remember that at the end of the day, it's your creative juices that are being flown into the makeup that you do. And us as creators are just here as inspo and hoping that you guys get some ideas from us. And if you do happen to recreate this look, please tag me, because I want to see how you guys do it, how it comes out for you guys, if you do any remixes and all of that good stuff. So please remember to tag me, especially on Instagram or TikTok. And with that being said, I want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving, and that you get to enjoy all the time with your family, your friends, all your loved ones, and to remember to always be grateful no matter your situation, your circumstances, or anything else, because at the end of the day, we all have something that we need to be grateful for. Even if it's the most minor to the most major thing in your life, there's always something. So remember to look out for those things to be grateful for, not just on Thanksgiving, but every single day, every week, every month. There's always something, even if it doesn't always feel like it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this look as much as I did, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.